if you want, okay? Yeah, and nobody will ever know who you are, your name, anything, okay? All right? Okay. So how old do you, love?
I'm 67.
You're 67 years old. Well, you're doing great for 67.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? And when we say that, we look at when we say you're doing great for 67, that's not really a compliment. Because people aren't doing great for 67. If you were to go back when I was a young boy, people that were doing great when they were 97. I can remember my great-grandparents, okay? And they were doing great. But you're doing great for a 67-year-old because 67-year-olds aren't doing great. Because most 67-year-olds don't have one autoimmune disease. They have 2 or 3 now. Did you know that? 2 or 3 autoimmune disease, which means the body's attacking itself on many different levels. And the reality is because you didn't know it, but the rules and regulations and all the things that you've been given by society cause you to attack yourself, right? Like, look at how stressed you are about your wife and her diabetes, right? It bothers you all the time. And it really bothers you as a man because you're unable to actually save the princess, okay, from the villains, okay? And that's because the villains actually decided not to teach you anything about health.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's because they wanted your wealth. So they steal your wealth, they steal your health, and that's what's going on, okay? So you're 67, and how long have you had diabetes for?
12 years now.
12 years, yeah, cheaper by the dozen, okay? So you've had diabetes for 12 years. So now you're on insulin, right?
I'm on insulin as well as medications, yeah.
Okay, so are you, and what?
I'm on metformin.
And why did they give you the metformin?
Well, that's what I started on initially. And, but I know when I started on my medication regime,
right,
it took me about maybe 2 years to kind of settle into it, if you like, because I had every side effect.
Oh, yeah.
All the medications.
Well, believe it or not, the body will adjust to almost any poison, right? And understand something. Everybody's trying to poison their body well. That's what the whole system is built on, is poison your body well, right? And they couldn't get away with that unless they poisoned your mind first and made you believe that you were incapable of looking after yourself, right? Yeah, that's what we do, right? That's what bullies do. They want to control everyone. So, okay. So we talked about your diet, okay? So yesterday morning you started off with what?
Yesterday morning I had like granola cereal with almond milk.
You had granola.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you buy the granola?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can't.
Processed.
Yeah, you can't buy processed granola and be a diabetic. And even if you're not a diabetic, and if you do processed granola, you'll become a diabetic. Okay? So understand something. You cannot buy any processed foods. Did you get that? You cannot buy processed foods. I know, but people, you're going to have trouble with that. If I were to go into your cupboard and go into your fridge, all I'm going to find is processed foods. So that's why we're in trouble. Okay? All right? All right. Okay. All right. So you said that you have 1 to 2 bowel movements a day?
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. So we talked about the swelling in your face.
Yeah.
Right? The swelling in your face is water retention. Okay, and I also said, so most meals, do you feel like you get a little bit bloated after the meal?
Yes.
It goes up and down?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially with anything that contains, like if it's any kind of bread or...
I know, but look, you do your roddies all the time.
Yeah.
So think about that. Think about how your addictions rule your life. Think about how you're willing to give up your life for your addictions. But think about this. How many people eat roddies in your country? And how many generations does it go back?
Yeah.
But the reality is that the grains that you use today are not the grains that we used before. You cannot use the same rules that you used 50, 60, 70 years ago. And that's the problem with everyone. Okay? You don't make the roddies. You didn't grow the grains.
No.
The grains are probably GMO.
Yeah.
Okay? And every GMO grain will go in and slice up and make little razor blade slices, not just in your intestine, but in your brain. Now, you have eye problems, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're getting injections in your eyes, right? And what are they injecting?
well, this is what they told me. I don't know exactly what the chemical they inject me with.
But they're injecting you
it's
because of pressure, right?
Yeah, it's to stop the new blood vessels actually bursting. So
well, the blood vessels are bursting because the blood vessels are inflamed. And remember something, whether you believe it or not, the biggest blood vessel, and it's not a blood vessel, but the biggest thing is your large intestine. It's in trouble. You just told me that you bloat after every meal. And everybody with diabetes bloats after every meal because guess what? Ever since you started doing the insulin, your diet didn't get better, it got worse. Because guess what? Now you had a free ticket to eat anything you want because the insulin was going to then bring in all the different types of refined sugars and flours into your cells, and you relied on that instead of logic.
Yeah.
So that's why you're losing your eyes. Okay, because guess what? You're burning your eyes out, okay, because you're damaging your brain. So understand something, you don't have the eye damage because the eyes are damaged. You have the eye damage because the brain was damaged first. So how's your memory been, and how's your memory been in the last few years?
I would say it's generally okay.
Okay.
Pretty sharp. I mean, do I forget things sometimes?
Well, so do I.
Yes.
So do I.
But no, generally it's sharp. It's stimulated. It's
okay.
It's working well, I would say. Yeah.
How do you feel with the Tesla glasses on now?
Oh, this is so much better. Somehow.
Yeah. Do you see how the blood pressure's gone?
Yeah.
Do you see how now there's no pressure in your eyes?
That's right.
Do you see how you've just become calm in your body?
Yeah.
Okay, so those Teslas are not blue blockers, and what they do is they take all light, whether it's good light from the sun or it's radiation light from the sun, or they take every blue light, whether it's from the phone or from the computer or from LED lighting, and it transforms it into healing light. That'll actually heal your brain. If I didn't do anything else and just had you wear the glasses, you would tell me that the pressure's gone off your eyes and your eyes would start to get better. Because there's C60 built in the lenses. A C60 molecule is built in the lenses. It never wears out. Now I want you to wear the glasses day and night. Not going downstairs when it's dark, but understand, I want you to wear them in the house because you can see, even though there's a tint to it, you can see better, can't you?
Yeah.
You can see better. You'll be able to read better. Your eyes, because your brain's already sharper. Okay, because it takes the good light and it takes blue light. And understand, everybody's scared about 5G, but guess what? 10,000 teenagers are being diagnosed every day with cataracts because of blue light poisoning. And understand, the eye damage comes because of the brain damage, and the brain damage is coming because of the actual insulin and all the sugar and flour that you eat. You're a sugar flour junkie. Okay, so yesterday you had granola, right? Okay. And then you had almond milk, right? But we're going to switch to oat milk, or we're going to switch to coconut milk because most almond milk is poisoned now. They're doing it intentionally. Okay, there's only one company that makes almonds that aren't toxic to eat. So you got to watch out for that too. And you have to special order them. So all your almonds from Costco are poisonous. Just know that. Okay? Okay. So the corporations are going to come in to get us. Well, that's what they've been trying to do, is kill us forever. Okay. So you had the almond milk, you had the granola yesterday morning, right? Okay. And then for lunch you had a roti?
No,
yeah.
bread, I mean,
and you had bread.
Bread, yeah.
So look at all the sugar you had.
Yeah.
Now you're going to say that's not sugar, it's flour. Yes, it is. It's sugar. It acts just like sugar. Flour is just it's like cocaine to the body. Okay, so whole grains are different. Bread, rotis, things of that nature are totally poison. You might as well have just eaten candy. So think about how much candy you're eating every day when you eat your rotis, when you eat your bread. Okay, whole grain bread is not whole grain. Okay, I'm not telling you that I'll never do a slice of bread, but I could count how many slices of bread I do on one hand every 2 months. Do you understand? So you got to get away from that. It's whole grain that you need, because whole grain, when you take in a whole grain like quinoa or millet or even a good organic brown rice, it's got the hull. It's gonna, so you got the fiber, but it's going to break down slowly. It's how fast it gets dumped into your bloodstream.
So when you use whole grains and you grind it yourself to say make like a pancake or something.
You're not doing any more of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Is
so
that still
no,
breaking?
one second. Now that you've broke it down into a powder, it's going to go into your bloodstream so fast. Now you get to do more insulin. So now you get to do more insulin. So go ahead and do more insulin, and then wonder why they want to cut your toes off. Okay? All right? You don't do that. Understand, sugar and flour is cocaine. That's it. But see, you're going to be so addicted. And the only way that we're going to get the addiction down, so I want you to put super cinnamon in all your drinking water. And it's an essential oil. And you'll just put 1 or 2 drops. And guess what? Guess what? It'll turn off your addiction to sugar. But you're going to do it in all your drinking water. And guess what? And you drink like what? 3 or 4 glasses of water a day?
If that,
Yeah, you're in trouble. So you need to get, I need you to do this, both of you. How much do you weigh?
112 pounds.
You're 112, and how much do you weigh?
143.
And what's your height?
4'11".
4'11". So, and you how much?
112.
Yeah, so you're going to drop about 8 pounds, and that 8 pounds is going to be waste, like inflammation and infection. So don't go crazy. And you're actually, instead of the puffiness here in the round face, you're going to get your cheekbones back in your jaw. Okay? All right? Now, you need to buy a 1.5 quart stainless steel container, and if you can't drink twice 2 of those a day, and you're going to get yourself a structured water unit. Trust me, this structured water unit, guys, you're, after 90 days, if it's not blowing your mind, and you'll never have to replace it. You can take any tap water through it, any distilled reverse osmosis, doesn't matter, and you don't have to filter the water because frequency will override anything physical. Now, people don't get that because we don't understand what real science is. We just understand the fraud science that the V is going to protect us. So the reality is a structure unit never wears out, breaks down. You're going to structure everything you drink from now on. We have it here. She has it here. So now you structure everything you drink. Why? Because regular water compared to structured water will hydrate 1,000% better into your cells. Now, think that'll make a difference? If we can get the nutrition in and if we can detoxify the cells? Okay, all right? And remember when I touched your hand? And your hand felt like you just peed on them? Okay, well that's your kidneys on fire. And why are your kidneys on fire? Because your adrenals are on fire because guess what? They drink what? You drink black tea.
With milk.
With milk. And we know that dairy is an inflammatory product. We also know that the Canadian Food Board has actually taken dairy off, and they've never told the Canadians yet. But they took it off because 50 years ago they were told to take it off because dairy, cheese, yogurt, Greek yogurt, they all cause autoimmune diseases all the way to cancer. So whenever you're done doing that, hurting yourself, you might want to stop. Okay? And just so you know, I wrote an article back when I was 31 years old called Scary Dairy, and I got sued for $250,000 by the Canadian Dairy Board. Do you know how much money they got out of me? Not a nickel. Because everything was true. And the milk is full of poo. There you go. So the reality is to stop doing dairy. Okay? Start using things like oat milk or coconut milk. Okay? That's it. All right? We're the only species that still need to be breastfed all the way to old age, right? Okay, we need to stop it.
Some of the oat milk does have contain sugar.
But you're going to be a wise shopper.
Okay.
You're going to be a wise shopper. Okay. No. Every good. Okay. Everything good in life starts off good, and soon as corporations get it, they twist it and make it bad. Okay. You can have any beliefs you want, but just know that there's an evil entity that lives on this planet. It's allowed to live on this planet, and it lives off the suffering of humans. And that's the way it's always going to be. Nobody's going to come and change it. This is a game, but you have a brain, and you could have used it. You could have read and said, okay, there's crap in there. And then you pick the company that you can trust. And then you got to keep on watching every once in a while because the company gets sold off to another company that will poison you. That's the name of the game. Everything starts off beautiful and with honesty and integrity, and eventually a corporation will buy it out. Like, Burt's Bees has just been bought out by a corporation. So now they're going to start sneaking poisons into Burt Bee stuff. So you understand that that's always going to happen. Okay, so it's always going to happen.
How do you stay ahead of the game?
How do you stay ahead of the game? How do you stay ahead of the game? I don't know. you don't need to trust me, but if you trust me, I will help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
But but don't trust anybody. Okay? Because guess what? Almost every human being says, I'm just doing my job. Because every human being comes from poverty consciousness. Right? Whereas the reality is they could take everything that I own, I wouldn't really care. Because I am my everything. And so I let them know it, so then they don't want to do it because it won't hurt me. Because you got to understand, I already told you, there's an entity that feeds off your suffering. Now, if I had a plant, and I gave that plant only 2 glasses of water when it actually needed 3 to 4 quarts a day, what am I saying about that plant? So, sir, you're telling yourself you have no value. How does it feel to not have no value? How does it feel to go around trying to get approval from everyone? Because that's what you do. You look for everybody's approval that you're such a great guy. Right? You should be like me. I don't give a crap what people think about me.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Well, you better get there right now. Get there right now. Get there right now. Right now. Okay? So say, I don't give a crap what you think, Dr. Wolfe.
I don't give a crap.
What you think, Dr. Wolfe.
What you think? I don't give a crap what you think, Dr. Wolfe.
Good. That's right. Because I'll do my own thinking.
I'll do my own thing.
There you go. Okay. All right. So then you had for lunch yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't really have lunch. I had kind of late supper.
What'd you have?
Late dinner. I had the soup. I had soup and then
Vegetable soup.
vegetable soup.
Well, which has no nutrients in it.
Yeah.
Because the enzymes are gone. And we already know that people who have diabetes have no ability to make enzymes anymore properly. We also know that the only thing in it are some minerals, but the reality is the enzymes are gone and the water-soluble vitamins are gone. So what else did you eat yesterday?
Tea.
Tea, yeah, but tea that
that
caused
was
your
in the
kidneys,
morning.
that caused your adrenals to trigger,
Yes.
to dump adrenaline and cortisol, which when I touched your hands, it felt like you peed on it.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know why? As long as when your hands feel moist and wet all the time, okay, that means that your adrenals are on fire. So they're on fire emotionally because you're fearful, or I did tea, I did coffee, I did too much sugar, I did stimulants that would fire up my adrenals. And people go, yeah, I've got adrenal burnout, and no, you don't. You're a sugar junkie. You're an alcohol.
We did have a couple of small glasses of wine.
What?
Red wine.
Well, first off, if you're going to drink red wine, did you buy organic? So now there's 127 to 147 chemicals in red wine, and red wine is not healthy. So the reality is that if you were going to do a glass of red wine, you'd pour it through your structure unit to protect yourself, and it'll be smoother. And I'm telling you, and guess what? You'll get a better buzz because now it hydrates 1,000% better. So now you get the buzz you're looking for to calm down, because that's why you drink wine. I just want to be fun to be with, and I have to have a couple glasses to be fun to be with because I'm so serious. And the reality is, if you bought organic, it's about the same price. So why didn't you look for organic in the store? Because you were brainwashed. So buy organic, run it through the structure unit, and guess what? No hangover. Okay. But I'm not telling you not to have the wine. But but if you have to have a glass of wine every day, then you're an alcoholic. No, but I'm just saying it. If you have to have it every day.
I used to have whiskey soda quite a bit.
Whiskey soda?
Yeah, or rum.
Yeah, but because you took it hard. You took it hard. You took life hard, so you needed hard liquor. You took life hard. Okay? How's it feel not to be good enough?
Not very good.
It sucks. It sucks the life out of you. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, so definitely adding just a couple of drops of super cinnamon. Guess what super cinnamon does? It disinfects. What else does it do? It's sweet. It triggers your brain to not want sugar flour. What else does it do? It balances your blood sugar level. Guess what? I'll put people on super cinnamon. They'll tell me that their insulin drops just from doing that. And you can be a blown out diabetic and you can do super cinnamon that's sweet tasting and it'll never bother you. So when your doctor says, oh, you shouldn't do it if it's sweet tasting, just tell him he doesn't know what he's talking about because doctors aren't in health. Never ask your doctor, a medical doctor, any health questions because he's not in health. If you want to know about drugs, okay,
Yeah.
or surgery,
Yeah.
because that's what they're good at.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Now, we talked about that. So, what do you like snacking on? And don't say nothing.
No, chips.
Chips. Okay, so now you're blowing your blood sugar level right out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the Indian snacks.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
my God, those Indian snacks
Yeah,
are
they're
so
all fried.
sugary.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder you're a mess.
Mm.
No. Who buys them? You or
I
her?
make them. Well, I make them at home, but
We both.
You make them. You're going to
We both-
stop making them.
we both-
And then you're going to go, yeah, but this is how I show my love. You do know you're poisoning the rest of the family. So what, do you want a whole bunch of diabetics or what?
no.
Okay,
no.
so here's the deal. Go and watch Medical Mafia in my library, and then watch the end of it. John D. Rockefeller did a report. It was it's about 15 minutes long, and I read it. Go, and it talks about how you do know that sugar is the worst poison you can take in the body, right? And he talks about how it's very easy to get parents and adults to poison their kids, to rot their teeth, then put mercury in their mouth to destroy their brain and their pineal gland. Understand, guys, you need to start eating whole foods. You know, fresh fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, beans. But if you're going to do beans, you're going to have to watch it. You can only do a few beans on your salad. You could not do a lot of beans. You'll never digest them. You don't have the integrity.
Yeah.
Okay, because you need to have the integrity of your good bacteria in your large intestine, because it is 85% of your immune system. But you also need to have some tone. You don't have any tone in your tummy, and your back is tight all the time, and your hips are stiff. You know, if I were to go in and work on your SI joints today, those SI joints, we'd free up your whole back.
Okay.
People don't. Okay, first of all, the body work out there doesn't work. The nutrition doesn't work because people don't understand it. Even health practitioners don't understand true health. Most of them have gone to school for it, and any school that's been accredited by the government is poisoning them.
Well, I know they teach, even the dietitians.
We can't talk about dietitians here. That's a swear word. We're not doing it. I'm not even going to do it. No, we're not. We're off track now. A dietitian has nothing to do with nutrition. Okay? All right. First of all, we don't want to eat. We want to nourish. So from now on, you're not going to say to your husband, come and eat. You're going to say, come nourish. And that'll make you start thinking about not poisoning yourself and him.
Yeah. So what are the good foods? Like, I know you talk
I just told you.
Just the whole
I just
foods.
told you. Whole grain.
Right.
But
Whole
see, the thing
grains,
is,
fruit,
you're
veg.
spoiled. You're spoiled rotten. You're spoiled rotten. You're spoiled rotten. You're spoiled rotten. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. So you look at your life like a buffet, and now you've become one. Okay, so that's it. So you eat everything, you eat anything, okay, and then your insulin gives you the ticket to destroy yourself. Just like somebody who gets their gallbladder cut out because they have gallbladder pain because they eat too much fried food, fatty food, and because they have too much anger. Because you blow your gallbladder out because your liver can't stand all the anger, and it dumps a lot of the anger into the gallbladder. And people don't realize that. So the reality is okay, who eats the worst in the world? People that have their gallbladder removed and people who are diabetic, because that's their ticket to kill themselves. Right. And the more you go to the doctor, the more you kill yourself.
Right.
The medical doctor. And not all of them, but they haven't been trained in health.
Yeah.
They're not.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to go over now what you need to do. First of all, I need you to go into my library, or in the book the book here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the Perfect Day Guide that you're going to get, this one here,
Yeah.
this Perfect Day Guide, in there you're going to do the pelvic squats. You're going to have trouble doing them.
Okay.
You are going to do your pelvic squats in the morning, and at night you're going to do the crab stretch. You're also going to do belly button therapy and clapping. Can you get me the belly button therapy and clapper?
The book will help me with my arthritis as well.
Okay, first of all, arthritis means inflammation in your joint.
Yes.
And you have inflammation in your joint because you drink 3 glasses of water a day, and the large intestine's a river, and how are you going to get the logs to the toilet? You're not. By the time they travel 30 feet, they're dried up like a turd. because your body takes the water and it sucks it out of your poo, and that's why you grunt and groan when you go to the washroom. You grunt and groan when you go to the washroom trying to get it out. And how often do you have diarrhea?
I don't have
But
diarrhea.
you have trouble going to the washroom. How long do you sit on the toilet for?
I only go once a day.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to go 2 to 3 times a day. How often do you eat a day?
Maybe a couple of times a day.
2 to 3 sometimes?
Yeah.
Guess what? Do I eat once a day? I do nutritional things all day. But I eat once a day and I have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day.
Wow.
And my bowel movements are this big and there's 2 or 3 of them. Do you know why? The bowel movement I have is this big, and you'll have the same bowel movement, but yours will be this small. Because all the water's been sucked out because you needed to have that water back into your body because you don't drink water.
Right.
Now, if you didn't like a plant, would you water it?
No.
You've never loved yourself, but you have a big heart and you love everybody else. And you're the kind of guy that will do everything for everybody else, but you don't do it for yourself.
That's true, I think, yeah.
Oh, you think? You think?
No,
You think?
know,
You're
I
not
know,
sure?
yeah.
Just say yes or no.
Yes.
One or no.
Is he a mind reader as well?
He is.
And that right on the side of your head, that is actually mold growing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? And the dark circles under your eyes, it's because you have dehydrated poop sitting in you rotting, and it's backed up on your liver. And so that's the color of your blood, my friend.
Right.
You have very low oxygen and you're, okay. East Indian people, like we were talking earlier, they're part of the raccoon family, right? They all have black circles,
Yeah.
and they all think that it was inherited.
Yeah.
It's not inherited. They're all full of poop.
Yeah.
You're full of poop. You're rotting in there.
And it's the bones they were saying. I've had X-rays done to say,
Okay, first of all, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to fix both your knees before you go. It's going to take me 15 to 20 minutes each knee, and I'll do that for you because we're not due until 1, right? And okay, so you're getting a consult today, but you're getting the royal treatment. When you leave here, I will have fixed your bowel problem, and the poop is going down into your leg. And then guess what? Do you ever see a river bend? Okay, well, where does the garbage collect? At the river bend. Okay, so where does the garbage collect?
Here.
In your knee. And understand, when people come to me, you know what they say? Dr. Wolfe, guess what? I have to go get my knee replaced, my hip replaced. Or I've got to go for spinal surgery. And I go, I'll give you a money back guarantee you don't go. How's that? Yeah, but Dr. Wolfe, I'm booked for 2 weeks. You're still not going to go. Because guess what? What happens is you pull the calcium from the bone in the knee. It goes in, and the calcium is used because it's very alkaline. And what it does, it alkalines the area so that the inflammation doesn't create so that the acidity doesn't create inflammation and eat away at the rest of the body. So we're going to take calcium from the bones to try to buffer it down so that we bring the fire down. So arthritis means inflammation in joint. You can't have inflammation in joint without infection. So then you get calcium pulled from the bones, you get crystallization there, and you get scar tissue. I'll change the scar tissue today in 15 minutes to 20 minutes in the knee back to its regular tissue right before your eyes. We'll pull, what happens is the beautiful tissue that used to have circulation in between the fibers, the fibers get stuck and then they shrink down like this. And then they get calcified. Okay, we'll break off the calcium coating. I'll untie the knot and I'll open up the fibers in 20 minutes and you're going to tell me that, how about that right knee in 20 minutes, we'll come back on me and you, and guess what? Will he say that knee feels better than his other knee? Before you leave in 20 minutes, you're going to tell me that your right knee that has arthritis in it feels better than your left knee. Is that good enough for you?
That's excellent.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I call BS on the whole thing. Okay, the world's full of BS, and the majority will keep on going to get poisoned and pieces cut out of them because you know what? You know what you're worth? Absolutely nothing. You're worth nothing until you're worth something. And you're not worth something until you love yourself. Now, you need to learn how to love yourself, and you need to learn how to love yourself. It's not how old you are. You can learn how to love yourself at any time. That which created us told us that we needed to love and honor, respect, didn't it, ourselves? And you guys haven't done that yet. You did it a little bit, but you wouldn't be here sitting and talking in front of me if you did it a lot. Because you knew that you weren't doing the right things. You still know you're not doing the right things.
We just said that before you came in.
What?
We said that.
You said that before you came?
Before you came in.
Really?
Yeah.
We just said, why are we not doing the things
what
we
we,
know
we should.
Well, because the rest of your family and friends aren't doing them. And because you don't love yourself enough and you're looking for love from them, you want their approval, so you'll eat that crap. You'll put up with crap. I'm not putting up with crap. I'm not eating crap. You see the way I am, right? People think I'm arrogant or cocky or who does he think he is? I'll tell you who I think I am. I think I'm in love with myself, and I think I need to protect myself from you guys. Right. And I'm not coming to your house for supper because you're going to poison me. Thank you.
No, I was just going to say it's the whole socialization thing. You know, we
well, you can socialize, okay, but you don't have to inflame each other.
Yes.
And it's all inflammation. The first 4 letters are inflame. 5 letters, Daryl. So inflame. So you know you're inflaming yourself. You're inflaming yourself with your food and your thoughts. And then, but everybody's been programmed and brainwashed to kill themselves. So understand that. You know, think about it. If your family was in power for thousands of years, because you need to know that. These people have been. Thousands and thousands of years. After a while, money doesn't matter. What matters? Well, being able to actually just be able to kill people. That's the last power they have. We can do away with people because they believe they're the gods of the planet, right? But there is a God, and the reality is that if you honor, love, and respect yourself, they can't touch you. Like when I came through the border, this time I got a $6,000 fine, which I'll never pay. But I never told them where I was going. I never gave them my phone number. I wouldn't do a COVID test. I wouldn't go into quarantine. I wouldn't do any of it because understand they follow and we get into trouble. Let's get back on track. You're going to take daily cleansing tea, and you're going to take it morning and night. And I don't care if you want to add a little bit of something to it. Okay, you can do it. It's still going to work. The daily cleansing tea is going to start moving both of your bowels. Okay, you're going to follow the instructions. Okay, and basically you're going to start off, it's just 1 tea bag. You're going to get a gallon of water. You're going to boil the water first. And then when the water comes to a boil, then you're going to turn off the burner, put the tea bag in, put a lid on, let it sit on the stove or wherever for 8 hours, let it steep. And then you're going to start off by doing 4 ounces in the morning and night. And then you're going to maybe do 8 ounces twice a day. And you're never going to stop that. That you're going to always do. Okay, and you're going to take as much tea as you need to get 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. Okay, and then in the manual that I'm giving you, in this manual, what you're going to do is you're going to go in there and take a look what your bowel movement should look like and go, wow, I think I saw that in a museum once. You know, turd's the word. Okay, so we want to get your bowel movements regulated, and then I want you to use black gold. Where's the black gold? Do you have any left?
Yeah.
If you don't mind grabbing that, I don't have.
Sure, yeah.
So the black gold is a humic fulvic, and what you're going to do is you're just going to take a level tablespoon, and you're going to do it twice a day, and you're going to make a blender drink for the 2 of you. You're going to make the blender drink out of blueberries or strawberries or blackberries. Don't do a berry mix. 1 berry, guys. Oh no, you know what? If I can get you to do a whole bunch of things at once, if I got you to do 5 jobs at once, how's it going to turn out? So why don't you just keep on throwing all that, every time you guys eat, what do? You use lentils, you use beans, you use rice, oh my God.
Yogurt.
And then yogurt, you don't do it anymore. And if you're going to use yogurt, you're going to use coconut yogurt. You're not going to use dairy anymore. Greek yogurt my butt, will you? Come on, guys. Seriously. And then if you buy the coconut yogurt, you do know they're going to pasteurize that too. So I don't do any of that stuff. It's all crap.
It doesn't taste very nice, actually.
Well, I know, but you know what? Guess what?
Yeah.
You can get a human being to eat anything. Anything. And guess what? Think about this. We're the only species on the planet that will eat when we're not hungry. And will speak when we have nothing to say. Isn't that something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but we are the most intelligent species in the universe.
Yeah.
Are you like out of your skull?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so you're going to do the tea. You're going to do the black gold in the blender drinks. So we got that. Okay. The other thing that we're going to do, let me see here. I told you that every morning before you get out of bed, you're going to do this. You're going to put that in your belly button. You are. You're going to both have one. Trust me, you're going to love it. So if you do your prayers or you just do anything, you can do your prayers or you can just, you get up in the morning and you're going to do belly button therapy. Do you know why? Did you know that if you actually put this in the belly button and you move it different directions, it kicks in the vagus nerve and it dumps more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, which spells dose, that cause your body to go into a healing state and a happy state first thing in the morning. And you're going to do it before you go to bed. It'll help you sleep.
Okay.
Do you understand? You can go into my do-it-yourself guide in my library, and I have all my videos about how to do the pelvic squats, how to do the crab stretch, how to do the belly button therapy, and how to do the clapping. Now, this is called a clapper. And believe it or not, I want you both to watch the video on clapping your lungs and heart to health. And then I want you to clap, and you're going to find out that you're going to go all black and blue. Now, you do know that I could clap for an hour and I wouldn't go black and blue.
Oh, wow.
Well, what, you're a piece of bad fruit.
Yeah.
You're overripe, girl. And the reality is the sicker you are, the more bruised you get. You ever have anybody say, I never banged into anything and I got a bruise? Well, that's because that person is rotting. They're rotting. They have tissue rotting. So when you clap, it brings the poisons and the infection to the surface. And if it's light purple, it's not too bad. Darker purple, the darker it is, and black means that you are actually on your way out. And just so you know, that if you look at your hands and your face or on your body, you know those brown spots they call aging spots? Well, that's you. That's from your bowel rotting, and that's actually mold.
Yeah,
The more sugar, you don't have arthritis. You've got inflammation in your fingers. And guess what? Why wouldn't they dry out? You don't drink any water. Okay, so anyways, you don't drink any water. So how would you like to take a bath in the same water for months? Well, what are you asking your cells to do? To bathe in the same water. So your cells are inflamed and infected, and they're going, well, if you just drink some water, it's not like it's a big deal. Everybody thinks that fiber's the problem when the bowel movements, but it's water. All right? You want your bowel movements to be waterlogged.
Yes.
Okay? All right.
Thank you so much, Heather.
How are we doing?
Good. This is good stuff.
Not so bad, eh?
No, it's
Well, I think really, Dr. Wolfe, part of it is common sense that you know what you're stupid, right? And
People aren't stupid.
Yeah.
People have been taught stupid things.
Yeah.
See, understand. Let's put it in this perspective. People aren't stupid. They have stupid beliefs. The stupid beliefs they have been programmed into them. You can get humans to eat dog food and live in a cage. We know that. So the reality is it's very important that you don't get fearful, because when you're fearful, you don't think. And that's why, guess what? We need to connect to our breath, stay in the present moment. If you're in the present moment, nobody can pull your pants down and pull your diaper off and put it on your face. Nobody's going to do that. You just think about this from now on. So the more you worry about your wife, the more you're ruining your life. So get that. And you believe that suffering is what a good father or husband does. So if you don't have an answer, you suffer. And then she sees you suffering, and guess what? You stress the living crap out of her. Because if you're worried, then she goes, maybe I need to worry, maybe my life is in danger. And then her hands become very sweaty palms, because now you fire up her adrenals.
she never told me that.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but you know what? You're not allowed to live with her anymore, because you're stressing her out.
I thought I was stressing me out.
Oh, but you're not affecting anyone else. Did you get? You're not affecting, you're infecting.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right. So the clapping, I really want you to get into it. If you were to start clapping, you would see it's amazing. Okay.
Right.
You need to go and watch it. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can take this many different directions. I'm not going to tell you to go on to critical care. They're very expensive, the thunder shrooms. But if she could do vital care thunder shrooms, and just even 2 a day, no, just even 1 a day. Our vital care thunder shrooms have 2 capsules in one, so just 1 a day. So a bottle will last you for, right now the bottles, there's 60 in there, it'll last them 2 months. Okay? Okay, now the next thing that I want you to do is, I talked about, can you hand me the silver bullet spray and the fulvic?
Yeah.
Where is that? Over there, can I have that? Okay, so now for your eyes.
Yes.
This is called fulvic nano eye drops. It's the only fulvic in the world. Just so you know, I love when people challenge me on this. We have the only non-toxic fulvic in the world. Okay, we're one of the only people in the world that actually take humic fulvic and don't use any chemicals to process it. Also, ours is nano. Nobody has a clear fulvic in the world. You can put this in your eyes. If you want to buy that, can she open it? If you put this in your eyes right now, guess what? You're going to tell me your eyes have never felt better in years with the Tesla glasses. And I want you to put that in, and then I want you to spray this in a few minutes later. You're going to tell him, honey, my eyes are better now. So understand, you keep on letting them inject toxins into your eyes to bring the pressure down. And what's going to happen is what they're doing is they are opening up and vasodilating to try to open it up. But guess what? If they open up and vasodilate and you already have blood pressure because you're toxic, you're allowing the toxins to go deeper into the eyes, which means you are, come on, come on.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
And this, and they said I could be having these injections for over a year, like every month.
Okay, okay. It's really important that we don't talk about these people much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to try this?
Yeah. Can I? I'm wearing contact lenses. Do I?
Oh, put it right in.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. First of all.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to give you anything that will hurt you.
Yeah.
I really would like to be able to do that, but they won't let me. I'm kidding. You know, everybody says to me, well, can I take this? Can my dog have this? Can my child have this? All we've done is take the best of nature.
Yeah.
Here you go, sweetie.
Just one drop.
Just one drop.
One drop?
Yeah, just one drop in each eye.
In each eye?
Yeah. And the more that it tingles or if it burns a little bit, that's telling you the more inflammation and heavy metals you've got in your eye. You're good at that. There you go.
Yeah, right in.
Yeah. Okay, close your eyes. Once you put it in, just let your eyes rest. And then move your eyes around, move them around. So you wash it around. Now I'm going to tell you something. Do you know how to heal your eyes? I'll tell you how to heal your eyes. You're going to put the drops in throughout the day of the bright eyes, and you're also going to put the silver bullet spray in your eyes, and you're also going to put the infinite iodine. You're going to do the infinite iodine twice a day, morning and night.
Right.
The silver and the fulvic nano drops, you're going to actually take them in 50-50.
Okay.
You're going to put them in a bottle in 50-50, and now you can put it in the spray bottle if you want and spray. It'll be simpler, but here's the deal. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get, you're going to get an eye cup, and you're going to do this once or twice a day. Your eyes are going to be the best.
Like the wash, like do an eye wash.
You're going to do an eye cup, get it from the drugstore, and just a little bit of fulvic nano drop, bright ice, and the silver, and you're going to go back like this, and you're going to blink, and you're going to go as long as you can.
Right.
I mean it.
Yeah.
If you're there for 5 minutes,
right.
and get it, soak it right in, soak it. And because guess what? If you've got trouble in the front of your eye, you've got 10 times the trouble in the back of your eye. And guess what's going to happen when you start doing these soaks in this? You're going to start and you're going to be pulling stuff out that's like tissue paper, and it's all the the fibrin and the mucus that's collecting on the back of your eye, causing the blood pressure. Yes.
Okay, that's what's causing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also your bowel.
Yeah,
It's also your bowel.
Right. So
Okay.
this is like something that will immediately begin to work.
Well, I don't know. Tell me how your eyes feel right now, sweetie.
Oh yeah, they feel good.
Do they feel amazing?
Yeah.
Okay, now put the silver in, and then you'll be blind. No, I'm kidding. Okay, put the silver in, and do a spray in each eye. Then put the glass, and then close your eyes, and then put the glasses back on, and then you can tell your husband that your eyes feel like they were healed. Now, if you do this, it's over. It's over. And if we can get her to clean her bowels out, now the other thing that you're going to do for me,
I'm just trying to see why it's not.
and you're going to have to be open-minded here, sweetie. Well, you're going to have to pump it a few times to get it to the top first. Here.
Fine.
Oh, it's okay. And remember something. Always be patient with yourself. You're not patient with yourself. You should.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you see how? Listen.
Yeah.
Do you know how they make us into patients? They taught us to have no patience. They said you're stupid. No, they gave us stupid beliefs, and now we look stupid. Thank you very much. And you're going to have all the patience in the world for yourself, and you're going to love yourself. Okay? And you're not going to be embarrassed because it didn't squirt right away.
No.
Okay. Now squirt that in your eyes.
Just once?
Just once. And one more. Okay, that's good. What?
No, it's gone in. Yeah.
Okay, now close your eyes right away.
And
Just close your eyes and put the glasses on.
yeah.
Put the glasses on.
No, I've got one.
And then let's wait for the miracle. And guess what? You see how her eyes are bulging out?
Yes.
Oh, I want you to expect her eyes in 6 weeks to 3 months to not be bulging anymore. Okay, do you get that?
Okay.
They won't be bulging.
Okay.
All right? Now put your glasses on. The Teslas.
Oh gosh.
Okay, now tell them how your eyes feel.
Oh, they feel so good.
How do they feel?
Oh, they feel so relaxed. Like I can feel the pressure off.
The pressure's gone.
Yeah, the pressure.
That's it. Okay, so now you're healed. Now what do you want to do? Let's go play.
Wow,
You see
this
how fast that is?
amazing.
Yeah, because guess
Yes.
what? Listen. There is a God that created a beautiful, natural planet for us to live with.
Right.
And then you decided to go and walk away from that and go towards mankind who's not kind, who's a son of a bitch liar. Sorry, I'm swearing, but guess what? I've had enough. I've had enough. Okay? And that's it. And now you're being played and you're being sold off. Okay, so what you just did and what that cost you was approximately 5 cents.
Wow, this is amazing.
Okay, and once you have the glasses, they're yours forever.
Yeah.
So now that cost you 5 cents for that fulvic drops and that. So can you spend 5 cents maybe 10 times a day and let's just heal these eyes? Okay, all right, good. Yeah, I need you to also do the ultimate coffee enema, and you got to take this serious.
Yeah.
Every day you're doing an ultimate coffee enema. Okay? Now, how to do the ultimate coffee enema is actually in the Perfect Day Guide. It's also in the Do-It-Yourself guide in my library. And you can go and watch the instructions. Can I see it? Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you, Shalou. Couldn't do it without you. Okay, so this is organic coffee that is higher in caffeine, but it's green coffee. So what you're going to do is just follow the instructions. This is a stainless steel bucket,
Yeah.
and here's the tube, and it tells you how to do it.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
The first time, second time, third time, it'll be awkward, and then you're going to tell him by the fourth coffee enema, I feel wonderful. Now, how old are you?
67.
So do you own a car?
Yes.
Do you ever change the oil?
Yes.
Yes.
How often?
6 months.
Every 6 months. So guess what? You're 67 years old and you've never changed the oil or the filter, and that's your liver. And the only thing that's going to clean out the liver, there's no herbs that do it. Nothing. That's not true. You do an ultimate coffee enema, and I want you to do one every day for 10 to 20 days. Now, I gave you my personal number. You're going to call me.
Can I
And
use that as well, or not?
Everything that I'm telling her to do, you need to do.
Okay.
How long have you been together?
42 years.
Okay, so teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so everything she takes, everything she does, I'm putting her on a bare minimum program because I don't believe that I need to sell her a whole ton of stuff. Because you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Do you want to know why? Because you both have beautiful souls, and I can tell that you love each other. And most couples by now, they don't love each other; they're just with each other. And this, you're just going to get well really quick. You're going to get well really quick. You both have such a healing vibration already. You know, you're like two little children. No, but I am a child too. But when we're children and we're willing to learn and we're willing to play and we're willing to smile, that's how we heal. That's how we heal. And I don't have to load you up with a bunch of stuff. Okay? So there. And what you can do is order a second tube if you want, or you can order your own bucket. Right? Okay, now I want her on curcumin cayenne 1 every hour. Okay? All right? I'm not going to give you anything else. I want to see how well we do with just this. But understand something. If you don't get rid of the rotties, and if you don't food combine, that means that when you use a protein, you can use vegetables. That means when you use whole grains, you can use vegetables. And the other thing is that you've got to give me 1 large salad a day and 2 blender drinks made out of berries. Berries are higher in antioxidants. Go to Costco. You got your strawberries, you got your blueberries, you got your mixed berries. You can do mixed berries too, but I prefer you just did the strawberries or the blueberries. And then you know, if you want, you can put 1 raw egg in, and don't worry about salmonella. That's such BS. Again, dysfunctional belief system, and it's going to make you feel more solid. And I need you to be full. But if you are drinking the water that you needed, so you get tired a lot, and you get tired a lot because you both don't drink enough water. Water gives hydrogen, and water gives cleansing. So every time you get tired, you go for the rotties, you go for the sugar. Every time you get tired, you do the same thing, or you go for the tea. And then you overstimulate your adrenals, and then you pump out all this, it's called hack. That's why you're coughing and hacking. Histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, and now that's where your arthritis comes from. So just know this, every time you have tea, just think about me and the arthritis that you're creating. Okay, all right? Okay, so understand something. Rituals and habits were made to actually create disease. Think about all the rituals that you have. How many are healing and healthy? But you'll use them in your religious things. Oh yeah, you'll eat crap and call it a religious ceremony. Okay? Well, every religion does. Right? I'll tell you something. You know the dry fast that you do, the religious dry fast, right? Yeah. I had a family call me and said they were going to do it, and the gentleman was under my care. I said, if you have your father do this dry fast, it'll be the end of him. Oh, no. This is healing. This is us connecting. It was the end of him. Okay? Understand something. Let's just use a little bit of our canoodle here. Okay? All right? So you need to be really healthy to do dry fasts. If you're already on fire and you're not bringing any liquid in, it's called inflammation. Okay, all right? Yeah. So that big spot here on your head is actually your liver. That's mold. All right? The dark circles, when they leave, you know that you've cleaned the filter. The bags under the eyes are the kidneys.
Which is mine,
Yes, okay? Yeah, and that's because she's always damaging her kidneys. All right? Too much sugar, too much flour. What? Okay, but what I want you to do is I want you to get what's called, can you give it to me, DMSO cream and the DMSO gel? Yeah, that will go. That will go. But what you need to do is, this is called DMSO gel right here. And this one's DMSO cream. Now the DMSO is made from pine trees. If you were to take, she needs to be on C60 for her brain. That's the last thing. So a big bottle of C60, you're gonna. No, she's gonna do the coconut. Okay, I'll tell you why in a minute. So you're gonna take C60 and you're gonna do a teaspoon of C60. This is the rest of your life, and him too if you can afford it. You're going to do it, and I have sales all the time. I have big sales. So just watch, eh? Okay? So now you're going to do the C60, and you're going to do a teaspoon of C60, a minimum of 3 times a day. Did I buy a big bottle from you?
You bought the
How often do I, all day long, I take a sip and put it under my tongue, and you hold it under your tongue until it's water. And here you go. Yeah, people are going to go, that Dr. Wolfe is, yeah, that Dr. Wolfe, they're going to say that Dr. Wolfe is arrogant. But guess what? I do have the best C60 in the world. 95% of all C60 comes from China, and it's fraudulent. And they also don't know how to spin it properly. C60 is 250 times, not percent, times stronger in vitamin C. Did you know that? Did you know that France is trying to stop it from coming into the country because it dismantles the bee? People who have had the bee, this dismantles it. This is the product that most natural health practitioners and physicians are talking about in the world to take against the bee, the symptoms that people have. And also, this is the strongest antioxidant in the world. And it actually repairs the brain. And guess what? It's going to repair your eyes. What I just told you to do in doing this, and then she's going to do, and then this, you're going to take a little bit of the DMSO. I'd rather you use the gel because it's stronger.
Okay.
Just a little tad.
And here,
A little tad, yeah, and you're going to put a little tad, and it's going to feel like it's burning. And then you're going to put a little bit, just a drop of C60 on top of the DMSO. And guess what? Goodbye. But the reality is they're not going to stop coming until you clean that liver out. And the reality is your liver's so gucked up because of the sugar, because of the flour, but because of the constipation. Because you said, I'm going to cut down a lot of trees and put them in the river to send them to the mill, and I'm not going to put any water in the river, and I'm going to absorb my own poop.
yeah, okay.
See, now you're full of it. All right? So everything I'm telling her to do, I've got her on minimal dosage, don't I? I put her on minimal dosage of everything. You're a very happy, pleasant couple. If you were still together and you only loved each other out of fear or religion, I would have to give her 3 times more products. I'm telling you the truth. And then I wouldn't tell you that though, because I say, okay, you shouldn't be together, even though you've lived together for a long time. You're both miserable. And, sometimes you wish he was dead, she was dead, but then you feel really guilty. And you're going to be stuck with each other, so I'm going to have to sell you 3 times more product. And then guess what? And that's your punishment for not learning how to love yourself for each other. How do you like that?
Yeah.
Welcome to the real world, where unconditional love is what we're all trying to reach. Okay? All right. Let me just think. I just need to think. Yes, so I need you to do this for me too. You need to buy a nebulizer. Do you have a nebulizer here? Okay.
I do, but Narn takes it to work with him. He uses it.
What a selfish man. Okay. So, anyway, so you got to get yourself a nebulizer. You can get, you know what? Shoppers Drug Mart, their home place where you can buy all kinds of this stuff. You can buy one for $120. That's a plug-in. And if you nebulize, if you nebulize the infinite iodine, it's 1 part infinite iodine to 3 parts distilled water or structured water. Okay? Or you nebulize the silver or the fulvic nanodrops straight and breathe those in. It goes into your brain, goes behind your eyes, goes in your sinuses, goes into your lungs, clears your lungs, goes into your bloodstream. Let me tell you something. My stuff is the best. You're going to find out. And do that because it's how cost efficient. You're making it into a gas. And a gas goes deeper than a liquid. And a liquid goes deeper than a powder. And a powder goes deeper than a tablet. You see? Okay, let me think if there's anything else. Got to make sure I pay the rent. Okay. Yeah. The only other thing I would say, and you don't need to do it, if you want extra energy and if you're saying, well, you know what, we've worked hard, we have the money, get on IGF. Get on IGF 25,000. I take IGF 300,000, and what it is IGF is made from human growth hormone. No offense, guys, but you don't make any anymore.
No, that's right.
Okay, so human growth hormone, you're not making it, but my IGF 300,000 and 25,000 is exactly the same composition as what you used to make when you were in 20s and had all that energy. If you decide that you want more energy, you want to keep working, you want to keep living, you want to keep your adventure going, you take IGF 1, and I take it 4 times a day. I take the strongest one. I don't know if you follow me or follow my work, but you know, and I mean this in the nicest way, but I do the work of probably 4 or 5 people, don't I, every day? Right? And I enjoy myself. It's not like I'm burnt out or pushing or anything like that, but I know the secrets. So only if you feel you want to have more energy. Now, human growth hormone goes into the liver. The liver then makes that into IGF-1. And if you take this on a daily basis, you'll have the energy of when you're in your 20s. I'm not exaggerating. But if you feel like, no, I don't really need a lot of energy, I'd just rather relax. You know, I don't want to do anything. But then don't. Okay? That's it. So that's really the only thing. I don't want to do any more. That's it. Just do that. Just do, and you don't have to do the IGF-1. The reality is what I gave you is going to take care of this. But make sure that the super cinnamon goes in your drinking water.
Yeah.
And before you go, maybe we should put a couple drops in her drinking water just to let her taste it.
The other thing, Dr. Wolfe, is so in terms of medication, continue with it while she's doing that.
Let me put it to you this way. Make sure that you're checking with your doctor. And when it comes to medication, this is what I tell people. I am not in the drug business. And the reality is most people will forget to take their medication because it's a pain in the butt. They'll forget to take it when they're healthy. The reality is you can check with your doctor, but he's going to be dropping your insulin. And so you got to just check with him. He's going to be dropping it. And the more you drop your insulin, the longer you're going to live and the healthier you're going to be. Because that means that your body's being reactivated and doing what it was meant to do.
Well, I know the medication that I currently take is not working like it did, say, 2 years ago.
Well, because guess what? Are you ready for this? When is ever in history that somebody took a drug and they didn't have to take a stronger one? When you work with nature's botanicals and the highest frequency, you take those, you never have to go anywhere else. You want to manipulate your body? Go ahead. Drugs manipulate. No, hold on. So drugs, no, I need you to understand the philosophy. Drugs manipulate. How do you like being manipulated?
No, I don't.
After a while, you'll figure out how your husband's manipulating. You'll get pissed off at him. So then you're going to have to go and then he's going to have to find a new manipulation. So what you go to do is you go to the doctor and say, can you find a new manipulation to manipulate my body with, to make my body think it's well? And then guess what? You're dragging yourself to hell. That's it. I hope you understand, and I'm not telling people to not do drugs. I'm not telling people to not do drugs.
No, it's
do whatever you want.
It's my own belief. I knew it wasn't working because, and I knew what the consequences would be if I went to the doctor and said, this is not working. They're just going to put me on higher dose, and that's not what I wanted. That was part of the reason for coming to see you, actually, is to say, this is crap. Like I.
Okay, so here's the biggest gift I'm going to give you. Don't listen to your family, don't listen to your friends, don't listen to the media, don't listen to the government, don't listen to the medical system, and then sit quietly with God. Yes, meditation, contemplation, no more inflammation. And be at peace with yourself. Yes. What questions do you have for me?
No, I think you've answered so many more questions than I already had. It's great to, have somebody who is talking some really, really common sense. And I think.
And just know this.
You sold me.
Oh, well, I wasn't trying. You have to sell yourself in life, love.
Yeah.
And just know this, that never forget that you can call me as often as you want. You're never a bother. Can you bring the structure unit so I can show them what it looks like?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Do you not have any?
Yeah, I do. But if you want to.
Okay, here. That's the structure unit right there.
Oh, I see.
So you'll pour everything through it.
Oh, right.
Now, do you get stressed a lot?
Yeah, sometimes.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Can you just breathe through this? this is structured air if you do it through your here, but you can also do it through your nose. Get a little plastic tube comes with it, and you can breathe through your nose. But understand, all you have to do when you get stressed out before you decide to react is just breathe in through your nose 3 times, and then open your mouth. 3 times, and then open your mouth.
Okay.
Okay, and then you won't regret. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And remember something. Family, friends, life, you're either pushing your love buttons or your hate buttons. And those hate buttons are called fear. I hate my life. I hate my body. I hate my health. I hate my finances, whatever. Hate. Right? We just got to look at we're never too old to look or never too young to look and see things differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm abundant in all things in life. This morning I got some really not good news that other people would be rocked. Right away I connect to my lion heart breathing. See, like if you were a family member you wouldn't like me for a while. Because when things happen in your family, everybody falls apart. Everybody goes nuts. I put a slight smile on and I connect to my breath right away. Yeah. The two of you believe that with family, when things go wrong, whoever suffers the most loves the most. I just want you to know that you're killing yourself. Okay? All right? Okay? And life for you has never been as sweet as you wanted it. You wanted life to be sweeter, and that's why you have diabetes. And life will never be sweet because you've never loved yourself like you should. You don't see how beautiful you are, how sweet you are. And your diabetes would drop down without any of this if you just started really unconditionally loving yourself. I would really suggest that you practice the Braveheart quote. It's right in the book. And learn it and put it on your mirror and say it 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. Can I read it to you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, no, that's the that's for the other one. Do you have it there?
Yep.
Okay. The one in here is for practitioners. This is it. Now, I want you to take it and I want you to change it to your belief systems. But it'll be similar, right? I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Okay? Because I am, I can, I'm healed, I'm Braveheart. So change it to Allah or change it to anything. I tell people, change it to whatever you want. But the reality is that if you totally loved yourself, you would totally heal yourself. So what are you guilty for and what are you guilty for? And I talk to everybody about this, don't I? You need to get rid of all guilt. I have no guilt. I'm never going to say sorry to you. If I intentionally try to hurt you, I'll apologize. But if you're hurt by who I am and I did not try to hurt you, I'm not apologizing. Because the whole world has belief systems. And if my beliefs don't match yours, I need to apologize. You want to know something? Think about the people in your family that are saying sorry all the time. They have no love for themselves. They have no love, no faith in themselves. And then take a look at their lives. Their lives are a mess. A mess. Count the sorries that you say every day. Do you believe you're a sinner? You're in trouble. If you believe you're a failure, you're in trouble. Because you are only going to get what you believe in. If you believe that you can't heal and you're old, then guess what? You're going down, girl. So you know what? You release that little girl inside of you, that little goddess, and then you take that kitty litter and make it back into a sandbox and use your imagination and build your castle. And that's what you do. That's it. I don't know what else to say. But you know what? A lot of people go around talking about God and faith, and I don't see any of it. I don't see any. It's bull. It's just bull. It's all religion. And, just get the power of self-healing and self-care. So go into your cabinet and start throwing out every toxic thing. What do you brush your teeth with? Colgate?
No, Tom's.
We've just changed.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
non-fluoride. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just going to tell you, start going through the house.
Okay.
Clear it out.
Okay.
Clear it out. Is your house junky? Is it cluttered?
No.
Some parts are, yeah.
Well, then go in there and anything you haven't touched for a year, give it to somebody who needs it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. Okay. No,
give
you're
it
right.
away.
There
Yeah,
are
yeah.
boxes we need to clean. There are things.
No,
in
get-
the
get-
garage.
Yeah.
Clean the house,
Yes.
clean the mind,
Yeah.
clean it all up and
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
the healing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Give it away.
Mm.
All right.
I'm only smiling because I say they won't let me throw things away.
You're going to. You're going to go through the house if it hasn't been touched for over a year.
They won't. They won't.
Though they better. They better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
That's poverty mentality. No, don't say anything.
Yeah,
That's
no,
poverty
no,
mentality.
Yeah, no. We
It's
just
poverty.
moved just under a year ago, and we purged
Yeah, but you,
and-
no, but
But I
you,
know.
but you moved a lot of junk with you too.
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
yes.
Yes.
of
Yeah.
course.
And that's what we do. Because guess what? We're materialistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I really love my shirts and my clothes. But you know what? If they took them all away and they only gave me one fig leaf, I'd be okay. The reality is I'm not materialistic. We go through our stuff.
Yeah.
If we're not using something, we get rid of it.
Mm.
We give it away. Give it away.
Yeah.
Be abundant on all levels with your healing, your health, your life. Just think that way. Let me tell you something right now. There's enough water for everyone. There's enough food for everyone. Okay, that's just a big fat lie. And they're always going to lie to us. And you know what? Think about all the times you worried about money and bills. I don't give a crap. You should see what I spend. I just spent $250,000 on a platform so that I could reach the whole world. My own Facebook, my own platform. When somebody comes in, it'll take them to where they need to go, and then they can get right into my information, my free stuff, so they can get in there and start working with themselves. And guess what? So what I needed to do, we talked about it, and we said, we got to hit the road. We got to do courses all over the place just to pay for this. And then guess what? You have faith in the creator of everything, but you must take massive action.
Yes.
Take massive personal action and know it takes two. You and your creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first heard you on the worldwide, I think there was a summit, and my son and I, we both watched it. And so that's why I think, because my son does documentaries, he sort of connected with you, I think,
Right.
last year. Or
Right.
whatever. But that's the first time when we saw you have some of it recorded.
So I drank 2 quarts of hot water this morning with black diamond in them, and a couple drops of super cinnamon. I also did my ionic calcium, which I don't want to talk about because I don't want to take you down that road. But I just did a green drink. When I finish this, now I'm going to do an orange drink. Do you understand?
Right.
And what have you drank since you've been here?
Water.
No, but you had 1 glass. And what did you have this morning?
Tea.
But tea, that's acidic.
Yes.
And you just
Yeah.
triggered your adrenals, which means you stressed out
Yes.
more on the way over here about her.
Yeah.
Every time you do tea, you stress out.
Okay.
Well, go watch. Don't believe me.
No, it is. Yeah. It is acidic.
Tea.
Black tea. Yeah. Mm.
All right.
Okay.
So how do you like it so far?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
Dr. Wolfe, to be honest. And,
Okay.
Yeah. It
I
is.
think also, I do believe in no coincidence that there's a reason for us connecting and coming here, being here. So I'm grateful for that. Really,
Good.
really grateful.
Good.
And I'm certainly going to give a commitment to follow this, not
Okay.
just say it.
I'm going to go through, if you have a minute, I'm going to go through and see what people want or say. How can I wear Tesla glasses with my prescription glasses? You can put them on top or you can put them underneath. That's it. So you can either put the glasses on top of your glasses or underneath. And understand something, when you start wearing these. But here's the problem. If you wear Tesla glasses and you do all the other eye things that I've said to do, you're going to have to go in because you're going to start getting stress a little bit and maybe even headaches. And you're going to go in and they're going to have to lessen your prescription.
Oh.
Oh, no, they are.
Oh.
Your eyes are going to get better. I used to wear prescription glasses. You guys didn't know that? Yeah. Yeah, I've got perfect eyesight.
Yeah.
I got perfect
I've seen a
eyesight.
photo, I think, of you.
Yeah, I used to wear glasses years ago.
Right.
Yeah, you can make almond milk at home, but the reality is there's only a couple of companies that carry almonds that aren't poisoned. Maureen, I want the structured water unit. Do you have it with you when you are in Barrie? Shalou has them here. She sells them. I don't bring any product. Shalou's in Barrie, everybody, and she is she's a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist. She's also a whole life coach. She also has a Cellsonic, okay? And the Cellsonic is the most powerful energy medicine device in the world. That'll shut down stage 4 inflammation with first treatment. We can prove it with our thermography. It'll also help bones grow together. It'll also help nerves come together and actually heal. What it does is we use it right after non-surgical work. And first we go in and we do the non-surgical, pull the scar tissue apart, loosen up the calcium. Then we use the Cellsonic on that. Okay? I would love to get your structured water system in Australian dollar. Yeah, I know, but the Australian dollar, you can purchase it and we can send it to you. All our stuff is in US dollars. Oat milk is loaded with herbicides, not if you get organic oat milk, okay? So you're always looking for organic oat milk. So you're incorrect about that. Remember, I already told you got to be a wise shopper. You don't just go buy oat milk, you buy organic. It says organic on it, okay? So, no, you're wrong. Remember something. I don't buy things unless they're organic. And understand something. 75 years ago, there was no such word as organic. Okay? So the reality is we talk like organic as if it's something special, but it's not. It's God-given and man-taken. Okay, Maureen, I need a list of what's healthy for me to eat, not the opposite. Well, I get it, but we weren't doing that. And the reality is, Maureen, you should get a consult. Our consults, you can get a consult from one of my practitioners, master practitioners, for $150. But as of the end of the month, it goes up to $195. And you get lifetime support from that person. And you also get the perfect day guide sent to you, okay, in a PDF. So you get everything you need. If you don't want to get a coach or you don't want to get a coach or a guide, then go ahead. Just keep using Band-Aids. You know, you need to have a strategy. So now, who's responsible to make sure that you guys stay on track? Me. Okay. Right? Yeah. You know, never go to a practitioner that doesn't give you his phone number and says, call me when you need me. Remember something. You're learning a new language today. I just gave you a ton of information. You're recording it, right? Yes. So now you've got that. You can listen to it, go home, make your notes. But the reality is this. It's going to take you 6 to 9 months to get a handle on things. Now, what are you going to do when you go to all your celebrations with your family? There will be the problem. And guess what? If you were brave enough to say no, you could save other people from having arthritis and diabetes and other diseases. But we'll see if you guys are two brave hearts or if you need approval from the family. That will be the big test.
Right. And that's a stupid thing.
How do we know organic is actually organic? Well, the reality is that you want to get locally if you can. Buy anything locally and you can make your own oat milk at home. The more you do for yourself, the better it'll be. Okay, just go on YouTube. How do I make oat milk? Yeah. How do I do this? How do I do that? The reality is I don't have time for this, but we get everything in Mexico done for us. Like, you know, but in Mexico I have the Jungle Juice Bar, you know. Yeah. I have two of the best juicers in the world there. So they don't make juice, they make nectar. I mean, like we had one of Shalou's patients came here yesterday and said, I got to come back to Mexico. Well, because there, you know, we've got structured pools. It's so beautiful. We've got lentil soup, bean soup. We make the most beautiful green drinks, vegetable drinks, lemonade, coconut drinks. So people just come there and live off the juice bar, right? They come there to rest, lose weight. They can have stage 4 inflammation, which people call cancer. We don't call it that.
Is there a retreat, Dr. Wolfe?
Yeah, it is a retreat. We've got 220 rooms.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, we have a 5-story building that has our treatment center in.
And shall
We have everything there. And if you stay it's only like $45 a night. Yeah, and then the juice bar is not basically a non-profit. It pays the people that run it. Yeah, I think we make about 10 or 15%. Our juicers, our one juicer cost me $55,000 US.
Wow.
The other one's $35,000. Well, they make nectar. They don't make juice. Like, this is a nice juice, but nobody makes the juice we make. And all our stuff is organic because the Spanish people can't afford pesticides. So I need to call you about the cinnamon I bought. Go ahead, call me, love. I admit that you need a glass of wine a few times a week. I admit that I need. Yeah, because you're not connecting to your breath. And you're stressing out all the time, Eva. And the reality is your personality is made up of your beliefs. But they're not your beliefs. They're the beliefs of your parents, your peers, and the world. And if you listen to the BS that all the family talk about, think about it. And no offense, but I'd say about 60 to 80% of all the things that your family talks about are all things to scare themselves and everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So I won't allow it. I don't allow it in my life. It's not allowed. Please put volume up, okay? I doubt there is anything completely safe from the market. Why we have to detox, but better than dairy. Well, okay, first of all, if there wasn't, okay, this is Planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure where the psycho elite, psycho sickness, rich people, they get control of the money. They've always controlled the money. And my story is, and it's the only thing I can think is they work for an evil entity, that's all. And they feed off our suffering. And if there wasn't toxins in the air, the water, the food, we wouldn't have to detox. Because guess why? Your colon is a detoxification organ. Your kidneys, your skin, your lungs, your liver, your gallbladder. I mean, your whole body's made out of a detox organ. But when you've got a certain percentage of the world that's trying to kill you, I mean, look at every system that out there is trying to kill us. Even our healthcare system, sort of.
Yeah.
Right? So the reality is that's why we need people like me. Okay, the day that we take our planet back and we say no will be the day that I don't need to do this. I'll find something else to do. Won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So, when that happens, trust me, I can't wait. Ellen, everybody needs to understand something. Even if you leave a message, I still don't have my phone set up. I've got like Spanish numbers, a Canadian number, American numbers. I can't even figure out my phone system.
Right.
It's so ridiculous. So since I went to Mexico, I've never had a message that I could get a hold of. You got to call me in a few minutes.
I said, now we have sugar.
You got to call me back. No, I'm not in Mexico. I'm in Canada, and I'm doing 2 back-to-back courses here in Barrie. And one starts this Saturday. And then when does the second course start, Shalou?
October 4th.
October 4th. I have another New World Practitioner course, which is the Whole Life Coach and Non-Surgical starting. And there's 4 spaces left, okay, in that one, if anybody's interested. I don't know how to bring the volume up, guys. The volume as high as I can get it, okay?
October course.
Check your own volume, maybe. I don't know. Although I love listening to Daryl, but I'm finding it very difficult to find balance within my life, choosing. I can't see what she's saying, everyone. Daryl does not class himself as a doctor. No, I'm not a doctor. I have a doctorate. I have a couple doctorates, but no, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I am. I'm just a guy trying to help people. Let me see. When people have venous blood that is more red than purple type color, what does that mean? They have more oxygen in it, love. The venous blood is not going to be bright like the arterial. It just means it's healthier. He never gets tired of explaining everything. Well, no. You know why I don't get tired of explaining everything to everyone? Because guess what? We were supposed to be family, and we were supposed to love each other. And that's all I'm meant to do, is just to love everybody. Amazes me, my father, who is soon to be 88, ate so bad, never saw a doctor up until 85. He ended up on life support. Understand something. Your father was 85 years old, which means he was the last of the true human beings. He also didn't have 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, blue light therapy. He didn't have glyphosate, where every moronic man was in the backyard and the front yard with 2 guns spraying Roundup in the grass that comes into the house, gets into everybody's food, gets into the soil. And the Roundup is why, just so you know, you can take this to the bank, okay? Women are getting Alzheimer's because of Roundup, okay? That's why it's gone through the roof. And Roundup, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's is going through the roof, and because it goes in and it destroys and it creates leaky gut, leaky brain, leaky cells. So you can take that to the bank. Jackie, where do you get the coconut yogurt? Anyone know? Well, you can get coconut yogurt from your health food store. You can also make it if you go online. The green stuff I have here, I don't know. You know, I know it's organic and it's in a glass bottle. That's really important. And it'll probably be made from like kale, spinach, and there's probably some apple juice in it. Okay, that gives it the sweetness. Using eye stuff would make me nervous. Maureen, you're nervous about everything. Okay, seriously. Would make me nervous. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Being stressed out is not a superpower. Being stressed out to put some organic something in your eye to make your eyes well, and you're stressed out, seriously, okay, you're not fun to live with. You're not fun to live with yourself either. The reality is you know what? People think that feeling stressed is a protection. It's not. There's nothing protective about it. Okay? So please don't talk about how little things in life stress you out, because you probably drive everyone crazy. My niece is getting chemo for meningioma. Oh, there you go. Okay. Just know it has a 2.2 success record. That's how many people are alive. 2.2 people after 5 years. And it is mustard gas. You do know that, don't you? It's mustard gas. Okay. Please, is there a cataract treatment to avoid? I don't know what she's... chirurgical procedure. I don't know. Anyways, cataracts, just so you know, cataracts are caused from actually crystallization and mucus. Okay, so you get it on the front of the eye, and now 10,000 teenagers every day are being, I already told you, diagnosed with cataracts. Cataracts were hardly even around 50 years ago. Blue light is the main problem for cataracts. Second to that is sugar and flour. Okay, because it's so inflammatory, and you're actually burning your brain, and believe it or not, it's actual brain damage that causes cataracts. So understand, the eyes don't see. Eyes only see color and light. That's it. They see. They don't even see color. Eyes see frequency. Only eyes pick up frequency and light. That's it. The frequency and light go to your brain, and that's the image. It's in the brain. Your eyes don't see. Your optic nerve looks like it's backward because it slows down the light and the frequency so that you can make the image. So what happens is the brain's getting burnt out from 5G. You see those glasses? They're on me. Whenever I'm not on there
Yeah.
or doing a lecture, I wear those. How do you think my eyes are so good? Why do you think I don't get stressed? I'm so calm. You have to understand 5G is a weapon of war. 4G is a weapon of war. You have to understand that blue light poisoning is worse than 5G. You have to understand that blue light poisoning will take somebody that has cancer and it will kill them. Yeah. So people, when they have any type of inflammatory disease or life-threatening condition, they go on the website to try to heal. They're on there for hours a day. Little do they know, they just push themselves off the cliff without the Tesla glasses. Listen, what would be the reason why the world, every time we have something new, it's killing us? Please think about this. They're killing us on purpose. So you have to understand that if your family was in charge of the planet, which they have been for centuries, the same, okay, I may not believe this, but the same people that killed leaders centuries ago are the same families today. Why don't you do your homework? That's all I would say. Why don't people do their homework? Okay, all right. Is there openings in Barrie still? Yes, there is, Mike. There's 2 lectures. One of those lectures, tonight is packed full.
Yeah, September 27th and October 2nd.
September
27th
27th
and October 2nd.
and October 2nd. And October 2nd, it's on a Sunday
At 3 o'clock.
at 3 o'clock. And on
27th.
the 27th,
6 o'clock.
it's at 6 o'clock. And you can call Shalou at her number because I want to drive her crazy. What's your number?
705
705
828
828
2257.
2257. And there's still openings, 4 openings left in the New World Practitioner course. You can take the non-surgical certification or the whole life coach certification, or you can take both. Okay, you can call me at 855-900-4544 extension 5, or on my WhatsApp at 250-801-5893. I agree choosing. Okay, I want to get done here. We got to move on. I've never done an enema or with coffee till last year. Not sure if using. I'm not sure of that. It's okay. I can get DMSO gel and cream here. Yes, you can. Shalou has it. Shalou has all the products in Barrie. Can you give the phone number again, Shalou? Your phone number. Here, you want to show them?
705 828 2257.
Okay, thank you. Can I? Okay, good. Oh, what's the difference between the DMSO cream and the gel? The gel is much stronger. That would be for your black moles, use the gel. The cream, if you were going to apply it many times a day on your knees, because the gel can dry out your knees.
Okay.
So if the gel dries out your knees, just use a little bit of the C60 and rub that on the knees, and it'll bring it back. And okay, because it really has a drying power. But the cream you can put on your breasts, you can put it on other places that are tender on the body, the rose cream. Whereas the gel is a lot stronger. Don't get it in your eyes because it'll burn. What? Daryl, can I meet you early today? We're leaving shortly. We have a 3-hour drive. Just call me, please. Call me and we can meet. Let me know what it's about, Donna. I have severe blood pressure. How can I get it down? Well, first thing is you got to get on the daily cleansing tea and black gold and curcumin cayenne 5000, and you also got to start drinking structured water, and you got to do at least 3 quarts to 4 quarts a day, and you've got to drink most of your water before. You got to drink at least 2 quarts before noon, and the other 2 quarts by 4 o'clock. Everything gets done earlier in the day because we rev up in the daytime. Okay. Okay, why is it that certain people, one in my family and distant cousin, she lived to be almost 90, drank beer. Well, I already told you, that was the end of the human beings. There was no, okay, first of all, if you want to go back, she was 90. So let's just say, what is it now? So go back. That was 1930. 1930. In 1930, everything was organic. In 1930, there was hardly any drugs. In 1930, there was no chemtrails. There's no GMOs, no glyphosate. In 1930, everybody had their own garden. In 1930, there was no chlorine or fluoride in the water. Really? Guys, please, go back to and watch a movie back then. Okay. The Sinonium minerals say 5 capsules daily. Do you spread them? Okay, first of all, the Sinonium minerals, I do 2 twice a day, even with my nutritional, but just do 2 twice a day, once a day if you want. But the reality is with somebody who's in really a life-threatening problem, we do 2-3 times a day. Okay? You can take them all at once. It would be better to break it in half, though, morning and night. 3 is a magic number for people that are chronically ill. 3 times. Okay, we already posted the number, guys. Well, I'll post it after. I'll get Shalou to post it on here. She'll put it in the comments again. My body doesn't digest protein. Well, first of all, why don't you take the protein and chew it until it's a liquid? You want to swallow it in chunks. You don't have a second set of teeth down there. And when you eat protein, only do it with vegetables, not with starches. I am a nervous person. This is Maureen again. I'm a nervous person, I guess, but this isn't always a bad thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know what? Being present in the moment is how you run your life. And when I'm present in the moment, I know everything going around me. I don't need to be alert. I am alert. And you think that being stressed out, you're ready for when something goes wrong, but you are the something that went wrong. Because of that, I rarely filled a prescription, my doctor. Okay, so being nervous, it helps you not fill prescriptions from your doctor. Okay, seriously, love? Okay, we won't, yeah. I had a client's hair falling out of her scalp after chemo yesterday. Well, if she would have done the Thunder Shrooms Critical Care and the C60 coconut oil, her hair wouldn't have fell out. Okay, understand, chemo's going to do what it's going to do, but why do you want your body destroyed as well? Okay, I'm not really sure. What do I think of infrared lamp? I think it's great. I think that Biotron full spectrum light is the best thing you could ever use. Deb, I've been using the vaginal infusion on basal cell cancer on my ear, and it has healed. That's right. And you know what, sweetie? You don't have to do this. But for a woman, it's called a vaginal infusion. We take silver bullet gel, which is 20 times stronger than the liquid. We take a teeny bit of C60. We take a little bit of infinite iodine. And we take a little bit of frankincense. We mix them together. And then you put it into the vagina. Guess where it goes? Everywhere, even to the brain. If you heal a woman's pelvis area, you heal her whole body.
Wow.
Yeah, there would be no dryness down there. There would be no smell. There would be no pain. No. Okay. That can be found in my Perfect Day Guide. I would suggest that every woman get a Perfect Day consult. It's only $150 till the end of the month, and then it goes up to $195. And that's lifetime support, guys. Can you talk about Black Diamond? Is there any side effects? Absolutely not. Black Diamond is, we have Black Gold, which will do the whole digestive tract, but it doesn't go in anywhere else. And the black gold, it's a bigger molecule, and it helps to create the good bacteria, and that's what we need in her and you. It goes in and it helps to feed the good bacteria, so that's why we take that. The black diamond is a smaller molecule, and that goes into your cells, into your bloodstream, and crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it picks up heavy metals. Guess what? Black gold and black diamond will drop off 60 to 70 micronutrients, and then it'll suck up 300 to 600 times its weight in heavy metals and acidity. Locks it down completely, so there's no side effects. It's the only product like it in the world. It's the best heavy metal cleanse you can take. And wouldn't it be better to do something a little bit every day instead of waiting until you're sick and then try to see if you can save your butt? What is the difference between the two courses? Well, the first one is called Whole Life Coach Certification. That's where you get tortured by me for 9 days. You come in for 4 days, a day off, and then 4 days. And you're going to learn the best of nutrition. You're going to learn about internal, external detoxification. Here's what happens, and you can listen to the testimonials. People come and say, I want to learn the best in health, and I want to be a whole life coach, and I want to make more money. And they come and they find out that, guess what? Oh my God, I had no idea I needed to change. So it actually will change their personality, which changes the reality. Then people come to help save themselves and their family, and then they end up deciding to do the business because they found out they're not stupid and there's a genius inside of there. Okay? And what we do is we teach you everything from exercise to nutrition to detoxification to actually how to rewrite the brain, how to rewrite the story. Because guess what? You are your story. But you are the end result of your story, but your story's not you. You were lied to since you got here. And that's it, and we're done. And I want to thank you for joining me. 3, 2, 1, Bravehearts, okay? You know what to do. You need to connect to your lion heart breath, stay in the present moment and own it, and say no to everything that doesn't vibrate at the level